Merry Christmas to all my friends. Merry Christmas to all my enemies. Merry Christmas to all those who came before me and all those who will come after me. And I just wanted to send some holiday wishes to everyone. I shouldn't have even started by saying Christmas. I kind of did it to make a point. I don't celebrate Christmas as being the birth of Christ or anything therefore, but I do celebrate Christmas. You can call it Xmas if you want. You can call it the holidays. Some people celebrate Hanukkah. Some people even came up with Kwanzaa. My message is going to be here is to just for one day out of the year, for one day, set aside our differences, share time with those we love, have great experiences, and create memories. Time goes by really quick. Life goes by really quick. And when we talk about starting family traditions, when you're young, you think, oh, well, have some traditions. And you get older, and next thing you know, Christmas comes again, and it just becomes another, fear for people. They're afraid they're not going to get enough presents for people. They're afraid that they're not going to get their shopping done on time. Then there's the aspect of the media frenzy, or rather marketing frenzy surrounding it, and how it's turned into just a material holiday. And then on top of that, there is the argument between, say, atheists saying, I'm not going to celebrate Christmas. That's a Christian celebration. And Christians telling pagans that, or pagans telling Christians that they stole their, their practices and whatnot, because Christmas was derived from pagan celebrations of the solstice. And just set all this shit aside for one day without arguing or competing or trying to tell other people what Christmas should or shouldn't be. Just think of it this way, and this is what's worked for me. I've never been a Christian, I've never been religious, but I've always celebrated Christmas because it's time to be with family. And there was a time about a decade ago where I was kind of like rebelling, like, yeah, maybe we should have Christmas on a different day and do our own celebration, maybe on the solstice. But I come to realize that society has created this day within our society where we can all take the day off together and share our thoughts. We can be stubborn and try to say, no, I'm not going to celebrate that, but the world will go on whether we do or not. So my words would be to embrace the day of December 25th and call it whatever you want. If you don't want to make it about presents, don't make it about presents. If you don't want to make it about God, don't make it about God. If you don't even celebrate Christmas, don't. You can celebrate Hanukkah. It's the time of year when people can set aside our differences and say, hey, yeah, we may disagree on most things, or we may not, or we may agree on most things. We're the friends and enemies and the echo chambers, and everybody can just set aside their differences and say, this is one thing that we all share in common, that we like a nice, comfortable day with our friends and family, to rekindle relationships, to share things with those that we don't get to see very often. And I know that it can be a lonely time of year for a lot of people who don't have friends and family, and that can make one very bitter towards it, and I can understand that. I'm very fortunate that I have, a wife and kids, and that I can actually, celebrate Christmas and see the excitement in their eyes. But for a person who's not married, has no children, and doesn't really have any friends, it might be a lonely time for some people. So I just wanted to say I do respect and understand that, and I hope that those out there who are lonely can find somebody or something to do on Christmas or around this time to share your experiences with. I kind of celebrate New Year's as like the solstice. December 21st being, I guess, New Year's Eve, or maybe New Year's Day, whatever you want to call it. When you go back in history and you see the correlation between Christmas and the solstice, the ancient pagan story of the solstice is that the sun dies on the 22nd and it's reborn on the 25th. It dies for 3 days and then it's reborn. Only in recent modern times, with the internet available, has that become widely known. Shows like Zeitgeist and whatnot, where try to explain the connections between religion and paganism and all these druids and all these different belief systems. But rather than fighting about it, at one day a year, rather than arguing about the origins of the day, can we just set aside our differences and celebrate the day in whatever way we want. I think we can. I know I can. Can you? Anyway, take care, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday, whatever you celebrate. Take care.